My expectations from the conference are, first of all, to meet like a lot of people from the 3 regions that are participating here, and then like to find out if there are some great ideas that we can share and we can cooperate on.
You got that one? So this is H4C here. So you're going to come
We are now in the UN buffer zone in Cyprus, and it's really unique place. And why we are here? Because of the conference Power of One, and we are really looking forward to sharing a lot of thoughts about especially countries in transition and the peacemaking process, and how we're seeing the future and what we can do to the future.
This conference was designed with basically 2 purposes. The first is to create a space for the NGOs who are involved and all the different organizations to be able to come up with innovative new ideas.
You can already see that in this room we have enough potential to build the Power of One.
So the second purpose is then as a knowledge exchange. People coming from all over North Africa, former Soviet Union, Eastern Europe, to really decide and figure out what the sort of best practices for the various different areas that they work in are.
This is going to be an exchange not of goods, however, but of possibly the most important of today's commodities, ideas, good ideas. Ideas about how civil society can play a positive role in times of transition.
The opportunity and privilege to address and meet so many actors engaged in peace efforts and to support a regional civil society initiative.
Like defining civil society, at least from Egyptian perspective. My name is Sally Mohsin, and I came from Alexandria, Egypt. I've been mainly working in youth empowerment, but recently I started also to work in other issues like advocacy, especially health advocacy and health right advocacy.
Bear in mind that my opinion on Cyprus is in a transition still.
Our main aim was to bring a lot of different people from different backgrounds together to strengthen relationships and encourage interregional cooperation.
My name is Darko Brkan. I'm from Bosnia and Herzegovina and have come for the Power of One conference.
Late. What happened there?
You should get
Registration.
Get this, and then like based on your color, they'll show you the room, I guess.
Oh, so I have to go and register
Yeah, you have to go
there.
register.
You answered my...
Yeah.
Darko, hello, how are
Nice
you?
to meet you. I'll give you this hand. Nice to
yes.
meet you. Yeah, we'll catch us later somewhere.
All right, but is everybody here now?
Yeah,
or
no,
you
there are
did-
different groups in different places. So like you need, in terms of experiences that we have had in Bosnia over the years, it's like basically everything to do with working with the people on the ground, to working with the government accountability. And I work with a local Bosnian group called Why Not. We're kind of like civic activism, participation, government accountability, monitoring of the work of the government. That's what we do.
So the first is discussions, facilitated discussions around what is the role of civil society and what are some key issues that people are facing in the different regions.
Yeah? If I shout very loud as an individual, I will lose my voice. But if we all shout moderately, nobody will lose their voices. But still, we are very, very loud.
In Iraq, we have many examples, like we have wrote many wonderful laws, but it cannot be applied because there is no ground, or there is no community ready to receive those laws or to implement it. So you need to work parallelly.
A lot of people shared a lot of ideas about like the media, about the civil society and the dissemination of the idea. This is the most idea that I liked. And reinventing democracy, this is one of the ideas I really like.
If electoral democracy is not enough anymore, definitely what is the answer? Participative democracy. And how do you establish a participative democracy? With the constant engagement of civil society.
Do you want to say more about how you would see civil society doing that?
Civil society within the Arab region is very different in its conception and understanding from civil society in other places.
That's great, thank you.
Just basically 2 points on point number 2. I would guess like not just empowering, I would add engaging them also.
So I think the civil society must have more influential role in these laws.
Yeah, well basically it's the start of the conference, so we're just discussing about the priorities of the civil society. I guess it's going to be as diverse as it was. So basically, I don't know. Like I'm still waiting for the final topics to see whether there would be projects that I would actually like to work on or implement.
So how did the morning go for you guys? It sounded like there were some really interesting conversations that were happening, and again we were sort of addressing some of the various. But for me, what was so phenomenal is just the number of people from so many different areas, which creates a very diverse set of problems. But you've also begun to start seeing how many of these issues are actually quite common across countries and across regions. Is you're going to look at all the themes, and I'm going to present them in a second, and then you're going to decide which one that you would like to work on. So the first one, which I think is the most straightforward and the one that was easiest to do, was youth empowerment and employment. 2, access to information and media freedom. Number 3, public participation and engagement with decision makers. And the last one is reconciliation and dialogue. So which of the 12 you would like to work on? But it basically has to sort of fall into, it's going to be sort of evaluated at the end by 3 criteria. Is it innovative? Is it interregional? And is it really about that knowledge share? There is basically 6 grants for a maximum of $30,000 US. The top 3 winners basically get fast-tracked. Is anyone confused? I hear the frantic talk, a very intense discussion right now.
But I'm really confused between bridging the gap, like mobilizing, like civil society outreach, like to the youth, to the community, or try to engage the decision makers within the public participation and engagement with decision makers.
Given the nature of this conference, an interregional conference, what are some priorities for action that we can come up with that that can be interregional in nature?
It would provide everything for somebody who wants to start a business that would cover all 3 regions.
There is many of these kind of places, maybe not specifically for 3 regions, developed, but try to reinvent stuff.
For example, 100 days to go, 99 days to go until you get like, upgrade. But I think it's doable. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Build on that. Any criteria.
We want to nail a spark at the end, right?
Yeah.
So let's think of a spark.
There's a good benchmark on transparency, but there's not a good benchmark on accountability. Nobody has actually developed a really good benchmark. Yeah. So I'm like, unless he's putting it on the table, there might be a thought there. I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's a good thing. So,
I like the title.
So,
okay.
It's your idea.
I take it back, or I donate it to the group. I donate it.
Sorry, it doesn't work that way. There are like 10, 12 eyes looking at you, one camera and one microphone.
And the possibility that
that's all looking at you currently, and there's no pressure whatsoever. No pressure whatsoever.
No pressure
whatsoever. We did have a couple of ideas, but in the end, like the people that presented them didn't have like enough to really use them as sparks, as they say here.
Sparks an idea that can develop into a project, that can develop into a program, is hint of an idea that is innovative and that is interregional.
Okay, it's exclusive, but you will know tomorrow the details. It's called 100 Days. It's based on already existing project in Egypt. And but now we're gonna take it to another level, to the regional level. That means we're gonna encourage youth to dedicate 100 days of their life in volunteering.
So the entire purpose of this conference is to create a space where innovative ideas can be discussed and worked through and eventually voted on by the fellow people in the conference to be able to decide which ones they see as being most innovative.
These concept notes that come out of the conference have a chance to get funded with an innovation grant of up to $30,000 per project.
So I think we have some good ideas though. Yeah. And it'll now be from now until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning is when they actually think through how do we make this really, we're gonna head this way, how do we make this like a really exciting idea that gets everyone else on board? Because it could happen, you could present your Spark idea, and if no one else wants to join the group, or you can't get all of the regions involved, then that's okay, it's a great idea. You should still work on it, but the spark will die and you'll join another group.
But I believe you don't have to stay up for the full 5 minutes. If you finish after 2, then you'll say, thank you, I'm done, and then she'll move into the next. But also, I want to say I'm really impressed that so many of you signed up for this and created an entire presentation in one evening after a long day and are ready to present this morning.
We're supposed to present our sparks, so yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah, a little bit anxious, but yeah, I think it will be interesting.
May I have the presentation?
They come up with a 5-minute presentation in which they sell their idea to the rest of the delegates. They have 5 minutes and they are very engaged, they're very active, they're very interested in getting the delegates to like their idea.
So this is the creative platform. This is not a final name, it's just a name I've been inventing on the bus way to here today.
I'm Yanis, by the way, from Cyprus.
There's an evident gap in reconciliation. We were talking about youth empowerment and youth employment also, and we thought that volunteering is the best tool to enable youth to find their first step to employment, and in the same time it's a tool of empowerment. The volunteers will be volunteering in their place, in their country, and after that, in one of the three, in each of the 3 regions, that we're gonna take top volunteers from each region, and we're gonna go on a tour to move their experience and share their experiences with volunteers from other regions. So if you like the 100th Day, please find me in the booth and vote.
I don't know, I wanted to speak more, but everyone was like really running out of time.
We basically like heard 25 sparks that were presented by the people, and I mean most of them were really great, and I think that the people did a good job in finding ideas and making them work. In terms of making my mind up, I haven't done it yet, you know, so like there are at least some 5 to 6 different projects that I will consider now in the souk, talk to the people, basically like ask them different questions, and then I will decide which one I'll participate in.
The Spark people come out into a souk, a marketplace, and they have a little booth, like like in the market you sell products. Here you're selling idea, an innovative idea.
One of the presentations that I liked was yours. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So if they go to share their volunteering ideas,
Very democratic and more sophisticated. It's not popularistic.
The approach was a very innovative one, and the thinking was that if we're bringing this diverse group of individuals together, there has to be a structure around the conference, but also a freedom for them to move in directions that they felt were important given the nature of the conference, which is inter-regional collaboration.
Every project has to have Cyprus and MENA. In Europe, the third is optional. You get more points if you get Europe. So if you don't have MENA, it's Europe. I mean, it has to have Cyprus and MENA. Europe is the third option.
I'm from Cyprus. We need somebody from Cyprus. I know, but if you'd like to join, of course. Yeah, I'll write that.
it's really nice. I really like that a lot of people, even if they didn't sign up, they come and told me it was really nice idea, and we are enthusiastic to make it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. We have 2 Cyprus, so I think we're safe.
Those who attend to the walking tour, we have Louis or Gina there.
Cyprus is kind of right in the middle. It's a good spot to bring people from Eastern Europe and the Middle East together to share issues. I think Cyprus is especially important because they've had a lot of civil strife, and this idea of resolving conflict, getting people to talk about their issues, work together on their issues is very important in this process.
Turkish Cypriots living on this area. So
Actually, Cyprus has been home to a unique experiment in building the capacity of civil society to support periods of socio-political transition. This provides a solid platform of knowledge and experience that can be applied to other countries in the region.
Middle East is in the ticking point of going towards real transition and democracy. So civil society in Cyprus could be symbolically a glue to put all those together.
It has been 38 years now that the island is divided, so it's really important to to make people familiarize with each other.
We have this introduction slide. We have the problem statement.
There will be no camera.
Our idea is basically it's about enabling the non-governmental organizations, the civil society organizations, to have access to media, kind of professional media production.
In that area, we have a lot of expertise from the movement that I'm a part of, and then from the NGO that I work for the last couple of years.
With all those professional medias, our presentation will rock.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we are the best. Just to put it in short words, we are the best.
What do you want?
Tell us if you are missing anything.
So the absence of a systematic volunteerism mechanism, okay? That we don't have a really systematic mechanism.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
this is the problem.
Selection based on first 3 words yesterday. Don't forget
Who are organizing and who are the target group?
Are you done? We've got only 10 minutes left, and you still have to walk to Home for Cooperation. We will run it, okay? That would be cool if you run it. Yeah, if you run, that's fine.
No, we'd like you to physically upload it so that you can be calm in your lunch, that it's actually got to where it needs to go, right? And be ready to present after lunch.
Okay. So guys, one for all and all for one. Yeah! Power of one. Good job, guys.
Okay.
Alright.
We give it to you.
You have to run. So run, Forrest, run.
Okay. So you're Cypriot, right?
Made it, man, made it. Made it.
Oh, you're in line? Yeah, I'm in line. You can cross anybody here.
I just don't. That was the line before.
So should we come here?
You've taken this extraordinarily seriously, and I think everyone has been quite amazed and incredibly impressed by the amount of effort that has been put into all this by the groups. My favorite is someone running, full-on running for the deadline. Like, now, the voting process. Each person, each one of you, each delegate, will cast 3 votes. We're going to collect all of these, and then we're going to count them. Now, in order to be as transparent as humanly possible, we're going to count them in that glass box over there. So you can come and sit up in the window and just watch us. And we will do it transparently so that anyone can come and watch us do the counting. So only the top 3 will be on the screen. Everything else will only for people to come and check individually. We won't advertise who did well and who didn't.
So as we announce the winners, can the winners please come to the stage when we announce their name?
The spark that gathered the most votes.
Let's make some noise. And in second position, we have Ambassador for
And in third place, well, I think that was really, I don't know, like really unexpected. Okay, thank you very much for voting. Congratulations.
Yeah, I didn't want to take them. There were the other people. So it was great. There were some great projects. There was a great competition, but in the end, like the media buffer zone project was the thing.
our only way to survive is to collaborate, to really use all our powers and to unite in Power of One.
I'm looking forward to the second annual conference, the Power of One #2.